Hey everyone, this is Samlock24, and today we're going to be talking about that Cyber Angel deck, and oh my god, that deck is just completely insane once you actually get the time to read what every card does, and kind of familiarize yourself with that, with every single card. The deck is completely ridiculous. I think, in my opinion, it should definitely get restricted. They need to either restrict the... they need to restrict the level 8 because that thing is insane. Let me go ahead and go into the decks. And this is the final version I ended up with. Not sure. I did look at a couple of builds, but I think it's very similar and there's not many variations that you can run. Where is it at? Alright, that's not it. So there's definitely several variations that you can play. And most of the time, this deck is just completely insane. This thing needs to go to 1, I think, because it's just way too overpowered. And if you don't know what it does, is whenever it's summoned, you can actually, your opponent chooses a monster and they send it to the graveyard. That's basically it. If you're playing against the Phoenixes, that Yaksha doesn't trigger because it doesn't get destroyed, it just gets sent. So this makes the Phoenix deck just completely irrelevant. It can also do just a ton of things. It can bring back your ritual spell or your ritual monster. It's just insane. Let me go ahead and get over on the build, and then we'll go from there, I guess. So 3 Cyber Angel Dakini, 1 Cyber Angel Idaten, 2 Cyber Angel Benten, 3 Sonic Birds, 3 Senju the Thousand Hands, 1 Cyber Petite Angel, 3 Machine Angel Absolute Rituals, 2 Machine Angel Rituals, and 2 Floodgate Trapholes. So basically, I mean, I don't think the deck needs any explanation. If you just read what the cards do, it is absolutely crazy what this deck can do. And the fact that you can just keep recycling the Dakinis and the rituals, it just makes it to where it's just super annoying. And a lot of the times that I was playing, I wasn't even able to get that many replays. And that's because as soon as someone sees the Dakini, they're gonna rage quit. And I kind of understand where they're coming from because it's just ridiculous. When it comes to countering this deck, I mean, enemy control is decent, but it doesn't do as good of a job as you think it would do. It does get rid of the Dakini, but this deck can just summon so many Dakinis that it doesn't really even matter if you enemy control it. You're already wasting 2 cards just to get rid of one of their cards, and then you can just go ahead and get it and recycle it. Cyber Petite Angel is actually really good, and then if you're a F2P player, go ahead and get 2 Cyber Angels. I haven't had the time to get the second one, and I think I would maybe replace a bird, maybe, or I don't know. You do need if you don't have the Senju or the Sonic Birds, you do need the 2 Petite Angels. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into the replays. And like I said, I was playing this deck, and in all honesty, I wasn't even paying attention as to how I was playing or what I was playing against. I was in Platinum 1 and I started playing, quickly went into Platinum 3. I'm pretty sure you can go into Legend and then King of Game really easy if you're playing this deck. I had seen that there was a lot of hype behind it, and now I kind of know why there's so much hype. I should have tested this deck out earlier, but unfortunately I didn't have the time. Now, I wasn't really familiar with the whole Cyber Angel thing, because in the TCG didn't really, well, I don't think it did much, or as long as I was playing, it really wasn't relevant at all, I don't think. And I was playing all the way into like the end of the Mermail format, but that's why I kind of didn't know yesterday what the cards were doing and any of that. And that was actually the first time that I actually took time to read the cards. Well, just slightly read what they did, and I didn't memorize it. It was like the very first time I was reading it. I knew the deck was good, but I didn't think it would be this crazy good. All right, and this guy has does have some counters on it, but I mean, again, you have to have the counters. And he has a magic drain. And I think magic drain is a decent counter, but it's not great because if I had a spell card, I can just go ahead and just ditch a spell card. So magic jammer I think would be a little bit better. And here I just went ahead and did some damage to myself because I really didn't care much about it because this deck is just insane. And there's an enemy controller, and the enemy controller just gets rid of one of them, and the deck can just make more easily. It doesn't even care, and the fact that the absolute ritual can use actual like monsters from your graveyard is just insane. It's just this deck is just way too broken to be, be allowed to be played in Duel Links at this current state. Maybe if it was a little bit later down the line, it would be a little bit not as OP as it is right now. But right now, I think it's just way too powerful. It makes Red Eyes irrelevant, makes Phoenixes irrelevant. I mean, ninjas can't even really do much of anything. They do have a little bit of a chance, the ninjas do, because then you can just select the monster and then maybe chain the ninjutsu art. But overall, I think, I don't know. Even the mirror matches, it just depends on who goes first and what you draw in the mirror match, and decks just can't compete. This guy can go over to like 37 attack, but I mean, I don't know. It's so easy to play with, and it's so good. And then the floodgate trap holes are just there, just as an extra touch to just get rid of the Silent Magician level 5 if you ever encounter one. But they're really not necessary. You can do the same thing with an adhesive trap hole maybe. And the fact that it's just so fast, I mean, you can search out, basically, you can get it down by like second turn if you get the Senjus or if you get the Sonic Birds. Overall, the deck is just ridiculous, and I can see why everybody was been complaining, and now I'm kind of complaining about it now that I have had the time to play with it. And like I said, basically I wasn't even paying attention, I was just going through the steps. Literally didn't have to do anything. I think if you would have, you'd be able to put it on autopilot on rank. I think this deck could most likely win every single game on autopilot because you really don't have to think about it. And the only things I did lose twice, I think, and that's because, like I said, I wasn't paying attention at all, and then I ended up misclicking a couple of the rituals. That effect to get another one back just from the graveyard is just, it's so much advantage. And then it can defend itself with the ritual spells. I don't know if I agree with Konami's decision to bring this deck into Duel Links right now. They should have waited a little bit longer because it's just ridiculously good. So it can replenish itself, it can defend itself, it can destroy anything on the field. I mean, I don't know what else you would want. The deck is just, it's good. Maybe a counter relinquish might have a chance, but I don't know. I don't even think, maybe like if you go first and you're playing like a Blue Eyes deck or a Red Eyes with like the Vigilances, and if you have 2 Vigilance out, you might have a chance. Or maybe, I mean, I think to counter it, well, let's go ahead and talk about the counters here after this replay, and we'll see what options we have. But I think one of the biggest things that we do have is the Divine Wrath. Now, the thing about Divine Wrath is that it's an ultra rare out of a full box, I think, and that's not really. I mean, unless you're buying a ton of cards, I don't think you'll have 3 Divine Wrath. So, I mean, it is an option, but it's a really expensive option to be able to counter 1 card. The other, I think, again, Champion's Vigilance. But I think the card that really does shine against it is Ultimate Providence. Now, Ultimate Providence, it's basically kind of like a Divine Wrath, but you do have to have a monster in your hand. So it is a little bit of a cheaper option to have, and I think it's a better option, and it's way easier to obtain. And I think a lot of you probably already have a couple copies of Ultimate Providence. Enemy Controller does work, but again, it only slows the deck down, because it can just you can replenish everything, and I think you can make that same point against Ultimate Providence and what was it, Divine Wrath, but I don't know. I just really don't know. Because I think the best counter, I think, in my opinion, I think it should be Relinquish. Just once you bring out a Relinquish against against this guy Dakini, most of the time the opponent's not gonna be able to do much of anything unless they summon another Dakini, and then if you have like a Magic Drain or a Divine Wrath, most of the time they're gonna be out of resources. So I think the best counters right now for this deck is, if you don't have this deck, which I don't know why you wouldn't have this deck. Most of it is free to play, except for like the Senjus and the Sonic Birds. But you can get away with just like one Senju or one Sonic Bird if you just get the other two Petite Angels. Just run Relinquish. I mean, your opponent's not gonna really be able to do much of anything if you relinquish their Dakini. Alright, there it is, and the fact that it deals piercing damage, oh my god. There's really no way around it. It does piercing damage, it can replace itself at the end of the turn. So, I don't know. This deck is just way too good to be in Duel Links right now. And let me go ahead and show you the deck the deck list once again, just so you'll see what I'm playing. But it's very generic. I think everybody or a lot of people are playing this build. I see a lot of people running the two Petite Angels over maybe a Senju or a Sonic Bird. And you see the different variations on the Ritual, Machine Angel Absolute Ritual, and the Angel Ritual. And the reason that I chose 3 Absolutes and 2 of the regular one is because on this on the Absolute you can actually use monsters from the graveyard. It is a super rare, so it is a little bit harder to get. And the other one, you do want to have at least a couple, 2 copies of it, because every now and then you don't have the exact amount of stars to go ahead and ritual summon your monster. So this guy, you do have to run just the standard ritual. But anyways, that's again me learning how to play the deck. It's again super OP. Don't think it's fair at all. It's just ridiculously good. You should be encountering a ton of these in rank. I did encounter several of them, and the mirror matches, again, it just depends on who draws better and who gets that Dakini second. Because once if you're or whoever can wait out to summon the Dakini can most of the time will win. But anyway, that's going to be it for today. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave a like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I'd truly appreciate if you subscribe. And I did just hit 1,000 subscribers, so I will be doing some sort of giveaway. I don't know yet what I'm going to be giving away, but I'll think of something. I haven't really had much time to think about it. And I just saw earlier that I hit the 1,000 subscribers, and I just want to say thank you to all you guys. I do really appreciate it, and it just baffles me that you guys are giving me this much support. But anyway, that's it for today. If you have any questions or comments, again, leave them down in the comment section below, and then I'll see you guys next time.